I got black, I got white, what you want? Hop inside a ghost and hop up in a phantom. No, I'm about to blow, I ain't dumb. They tryna take my flow, I take their ass for ransom. I know what I'm gone. Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. And today we are going to be doing how to sound like LIL TECCA on GarageBand. So the first thing that we're going to start with, we're just going to start with the layout of how we're going to create the sound. So the first thing that we did is you're going to want to create your first main track, and that's usually going to be in an octave that's not super high or like a medium range. So that's going to kind of be your main solid track, and everything else is going to be based off that. So this is my main track right here. Because QuickTime doesn't allow sound to go through, I can't play this this alone, but you can hear it in the recording that you just heard earlier. So this is my main track right here. So before we go into how we did that, you want to make sure you duplicate that track for now into two separate tracks like this. So once you do that, then you're going to have, don't worry about this grayed out one right now, you're going to should have, I'll move this to the bottom, you're going to have 1, 2, 3 tracks. So once you have your 3 tracks, now we can get into how we made the main track. So when you record, you want to make sure your pitch correction is on. You don't want it all the way up unless you want that sound. I kind of kept it at 83 or like low 80s so that it wasn't overpowering, but you could still pretty prevalent because that is part of LIL TECCA sound. And then when you got into the EQ, at least how it is in Ransom, he doesn't have a lot of lows in the recording. So because I'm using this on a Beats solo aux microphone, I kept the lows, like I didn't really keep them that high, and I kind of want to get sort of that sound that LIL TECCA has, so I kept it probably, I would say, around the 200, like 175 mark, 180 mark. You want to take this tool right here and you want to cut out everything from there, and then from here now on, I just want to make the best sound that I can get for my headphone mic. So I dropped the mids down, brought it up around the 2.2K mark, and then 5K, and then dropped the highs very at the end to get those clip noises, those high frequency noises that we don't want. So once you get that, that's kind of your main EQ if you're using any type of headphone mic to get this LIL TECCA sound. If you're using an actual microphone, you might want to lower this even more, and then you can kind of play around to get the sound that you want. So once you have that, we're going to go into a compressor. So I was using a pretty standard compression preset that I use. So I keep the threshold around 22.5, the ratio not too high, and then I kept the attack right in the middle because I want some transparency, but I don't want it to be cut and suppressed all the way. So kept that in the middle, and especially because LIL TECCA uses a little bit more melodic rapping, I wanted to keep that kind of not too low. And then the gain is kind of just how it fits into your mix. For me, I just kept it at 14 decibels. Alright, so once we have that, that's kind of going to be the compressor and compression and the channel EQ for your main track. So once you go there, you're going to go into the next part that matters a lot, is your platinum verb. So I kept the reverb time, it wasn't super high. I kept it around 2.1, so you kind of want a little bit spacey because LIL TECCA does have that kind of spacey melodic sound to him. And then I didn't want to get that super high frequencies in there, so I cut it a little bit, but you do want the spread to be pretty high. I didn't keep it all the way at 200%, but 190%, and then the wet at 43, because you do want it to be pretty spacey, but not overpowering. So once you have that, and you already have your pitch correction and everything, that's pretty much going to be it for your main track. So if you listen to LIL TECCA, and especially in Ransom, he uses a lot of, he sings over the main vocal and harmonizes, goes an octave above here and there. So I'm not going to do all of that, but what I did was I did some of that just as a kind of demo, and then you guys can work on your own sound and how you can replicate that as well. So for me, what I did, I duplicated these two. Let me just turn the monitor off with these. So I duplicated these two, and then once you have them right exactly, so you want them to make sure they're right in line with each other, pan all the way to the left and all the way to the right, you want to go into your channel EQ, and you're going to make both of these the same. So you're going to drop a lot of the lows. You want to keep it around the 500 mark. You want to cut all of that up there. And then what I also did around the high up here, so like 3.5K, maybe 4K mark, what I did was cut all this low end too, so you kind of get this sound just in the middle, which is kind of this tinny a little bit sound, but not super high, to give that background. So once you have that, you're going to take that, and it's going to be the same compression preset as before and same reverb preset as before, except you're going to change the wet a little bit, and then I kept the high cut a little more as well, I think. Yeah, so you want to keep the high cut a little more, you want to keep the spread a little more. Reverb time is the same, and the wet is a little less though. So once you have that, you're going to keep that the exact same as this. And for me personally, I had the same pitch correction preset. Oh, it looks like I had a little different. Oh no, I didn't. Yeah, I had these actually at 100 and this at 83. So that's really up to you guys what you want. But that's pretty much it for getting your LIL TECCA presets. If you want to see how it sounds fully after you know how to do it, just go back to the beginning of where the song played. So that is going to be it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Please leave your suggestions in the comments below, and peace. I don't